Hello, dear subscribers and language lovers and travel lovers. We will talk right now about a very interesting subject, a topic that has not been addressed a lot or dealt with on YouTube. I wanted to make a video about how to sound more natural when we speak a foreign language. Sounding more natural doesn't mean that we speak at a very high level or that we are native like or we speak as native do, because if we are not living in the target language and we're learning it from outside, it's nearly impossible to speak as a native speaker. We have to accept that. We are not surrounded by the language 24/7. Even if we try to immerse ourselves as much as possible, it will not be possible to achieve native fluency unless you live for about 2 years in the country, I would say, or something like that. So, why do some people learn languages and they don't sound very natural when they speak in foreign languages when native speakers hear them speaking? There are several reasons, and I have jotted down those reasons on a piece of paper, and I will try to discuss them with you. First of all, some people do not really know how to learn languages. They don't know that there is a basic process that everyone has to go through. A specific process to learn it. So the specific process is to actually get a lot of input from basic textbooks at the beginning, which sound very unnatural but are necessary to acquire the basic vocabulary. Like we have ASML, we have Teach Yourself, we have a lot of other beginner textbooks. It depends. We have Pambun for Thai or Vietnamese or Southeast Asian languages and so on. It doesn't matter which one you are choosing, but we all have to begin with something. It could be also something else, like people say they can learn through songs or something. It's not so efficient through songs at the beginning because our level is way too weak. So I would recommend people to know this process, like basic textbooks, moving on to articles from newspaper, magazines, and then moving to native-like material to get input, like not really novels, because novels are really difficult in foreign languages. Because they have a lot of descriptive words that we really don't need in our daily interactions with native speakers. I would recommend you to read more like short texts in magazines. It will be helpful. And then we spoke about basic books, intermediate books, advanced text, and then of course we have to speak a lot to be fluent in the language. The next step, actually the second point, is that people sound very unnatural because they have been learning languages at school. Let's face it, they have been learning only through textbooks and at school. So whenever they want to out something, it sounds so theoretical or so unnatural because they lack the interactions with natives. They just applied it from a textbook or from a classroom. If you want to sound more natural, you have to try to immerse yourself. I will put a link into the description box of Jilian and Xiaoma, which are two examples of Americans who have been learning Chinese for about, I think, 8 to 10 years, and you can see that they don't limit their knowledge to what you can get from books or from classes. They really apply it in everyday life. They hit the streets of Chinatown and they go to any store they can probably think of, like in the last episode they were going to I don't remember where, supermarkets or something, and they try to trigger a conversation with natives. So this is a great way to learn from the streets, because the way you learn something in books, like theory, is not the same as when it is really spoken. So you need to get in touch with the natives to sound more natural. At first, you will sound very clumsy and you don't find the words to express what you want to express, or you say it in a very strange way. As they hear it, they will say it in a more natural way, and you say, "Ah, yeah, that's what I meant," and you just repeat it and get used to the correct way of saying it, or the more natural way of saying it. You can do it like they do it. I also do that. I go to Arabic stores, ask something, and have a chit chat with Arabs. Or I do it also for Turkish, any language, Bulgarian, and it's lively. It is motivational. That was the second point. The third point is get inspired. Get inspired. Get your motivation high by watching other people successful in language learning. Like you can have a look at those people in the description box. Like I will try to link Jilian's channel. She is an American living in China and Japan, speaking fluently Japanese and Chinese. You see that no matter how far you are from the language or the culture you're trying to learn, you can succeed if you know the steps and if you apply the right technique. There is no one fits all technique for everyone. You have to find your own technique, but as we told you, it always starts from input, because if you don't have the words, you will never be able to interact and to understand what other people say to you. So get inspired via YouTube or any other means. Someone you know that speaks another language, like someone unrelated languages, like someone from Russia speaking like Thai, or someone from Thailand speaking, I don't know, Japanese or something like that. It can be like very motivational. And one last piece of advice I would give to you is, when you are not really ready to speak but you have accumulated a lot of reading and listening, and you kind of have a lot of passive knowledge. What I used to do with Turkish is that I used to watch a lot of TV shows, series like serials. You can you can do the same for Spanish. If you like La Casa de Papel or Narcos, you can have a look at them. And actually what it does is that you are immersing yourself in something very enjoyable, and it does not seem to be a chore. So you get the right accent from listening to it, you get the right constructions, the right way of saying things, and step by step you're learning how to speak in a natural way by watching TV shows or series. TV shows can also be very interesting because it's not so formal and they ask people about their daily life. So you can also study those videos if you like. I'll give you an example. If you're learning Chinese Mandarin, you can have a look at those Chinese TV shows or Taiwanese TV shows. It doesn't matter, and they have subtitles, so it's very useful. You can pause the video, you can have the transcribe or just write it down, and this way, if you're very far from your target language, you can be immersed through television or through YouTube. So those are my basic tips to get more, to sound more natural, not to be native like, because it's a utopia for us. I don't sound native in any of the foreign languages that I speak, but we can converse in a natural way, and it's all that matters. Even if you have an accent, it's not a big deal. It's not so important actually. But if you speak in a way that is not so natural, and you don't understand the other people, and your sentences are very weird, which will happen at the beginning, don't pay too much attention to it. You will get better by practicing over and over and over and over, and try to apply whatever you have learned from a TV show or from a book on people. So you will try to apply those through WhatsApp, YouTube. I don't know, if you get the chance to use this particular word that you have been learning, or that you have just learned a few days ago, just go for it. So know the process. Don't rush. This is very important, because if you watch the video of Jilian, she will tell you that she's been learning Chinese for 8 years. So why are you rushing, and why do you want to learn Chinese in 3 months or 6 or even 1 year? It's nearly impossible. Get inspired by YouTube polyglots, YouTube multilinguals, or YouTube language learners. Have a look at TV shows to know how they speak and how different it is from your textbook. And try to immerse yourself by hitting the streets of a neighborhood where the local language is spoken. And one last thing, I just give you an example. Just listen to Dutch people speaking English. They speak flawless English, even though they are not always traveling to England or to America, because they are constantly exposed to the English language through television. That's the only way they got so fluent in those languages. Whereas in Spain, in Italy, in France, all those countries, Poland, etc., mostly it's translated into the local language. TV show will always be translated in French if it's foreign, in France or in Belgium, and you see that it affects the language level because people are not exposed to it. So immerse yourself, expose, and speak to the natives, and you will get more fluent this way than just by reading and listening. Reading and listening is powerful, but if you want to sound more natural, you have to be constantly in touch with the native speakers, and that will make it great. Don't hesitate to leave me a comment if you have more questions, and I'll try to make more language related videos. I know I've been shooting a lot of videos of me talking to random people that I've met through my journey, my language learning journey, and also during my travels. But it's to get inspired, to get you inspired to learn more, and to give you some motivation. No matter if you don't understand my videos, the aim is not really for you to understand what I'm saying in the video. It's to show you that it's possible to learn a very weird and exotic language, like me learning Vietnamese or Turkish or Arabic. It's possible, but it takes time. If you don't rush and you know the process, you will be successful. I will maybe make another video about how to do in order to avoid giving up learning a language. But that will be for another day. Thank you very much for watching, and have a nice day. Bye bye.